exactly how he worded it.
Yeah.
But there's just a few things that I always want to cover, like
Yeah.
lying, gossip. Like, what is gossip?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody says, well, this is how it is. When somebody's talking about me, it's gossip.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're discussing someone else, we're just having a conversation, maybe
Yeah.
looking for a solution. Like, that's how we kind of get past it. It's not gossip unless somebody's talking about me. Oh, you gossiping because you're talking about me. But if I say, man, you know, Derek, he just, I don't know, bro. He just kind of, the way he be preaching and the way he be moving around the church is just something wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's not gossip because,
That's not gossip.
no, I'm saying that's how people view it. That's how people view it.
People think it's not gossip.
They don't think it's gossip when it's not about them.
Okay.
They think it's gossip when, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how people do.
Really?
Like, I think it's gossip when someone talks about me. Soon as my name
Behind
is
my
in
back.
somebody's mouth.
That's gossiping. If you talk about, well, honestly, even when you're talking to somebody, like to the person, and you're saying things, it's like you're gossiping to the source. But like actual gossip, what people call gossip, if you're talking behind your back, like if you was gone, I'm like, bro, that dude actually, like, you know, he ain't right. Like, that's gossiping. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's like, that's being dirty, I would say. That's what I believe gossiping is.
But you know what I mean? Like, when people, like, they call everything gossip when their name is in someone else's mouth. But then they can talk about anybody they want.
Yeah, that's
Get
being
what
a
I'm saying?
hypocrite, but it is gossip. But that's still
I
like,
feel like both ways
that
is
is being
gossip.
hypocrite. Like how you gonna say, yeah, folk be gossiping, but you doing the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
bro, what,
Both
you know what I'm
ways.
saying? What goes around comes around, my guy.
Yeah. I always think it's interesting because I see in the Bible where they write all of this stuff. They're putting Judas' dirty laundry out there. They're
Yeah.
putting, well, maybe people publicly knew already.
Uh-huh.
So maybe they're reporting things that are public already. I don't know. I mean, if Judas went to these people and asked for money, and he's literally going to these people, and then they get Jesus, like, it's kind of publicly known now, so it's like, but they wrote about some people in the Bible, and I'm thinking, like, there's got to be some fine line to this, because they're speaking about things in the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
referencing what people did, negative things that people said, and I'm like, when does it become? Because my thought process is, if you're solution oriented when you're discussing someone, like, okay, like if you're venting, like
Yeah.
if you're speaking to, like, your partner
Yeah.
about somebody, like, that was weird, why did he say that? Like,
Yeah.
like, I'm not biased though, like, maybe, dang, what was that? Something in my eye. Look, dude. Lord, I'm gonna be saying the wrong thing, God. Trying
Sending you
to
a
get it
sign.
right. You see, I don't know everything. But
What you were saying though?
yeah, so it's got to be some line we can draw, because, like, if you're with your partner and you had a heterosexual relationship, then
Well, of course.
then if you're with your partner, then you would think, like, oh, we can can't even think of how to say it. If you're with your partner, so many people, they feel like it's comfortable to speak about certain things,
Mm-hmm.
about certain people with their partner. You got that trusted person, and when you speak about this topic, they're not going to share
you
it to
said it-
somebody else.
You saying if you got like a wife,
You feel like you got a comfort
can
zone.
gossip to her. Is that
You
what
got a
you're saying?
comfort
Or
zone where you
vice
can
versa?
speak about things and it's not shared. And I know people gonna say, nope, it's all wrong, and that's fine.
No,
But
that's a
it's
good
like,
point.
how do we make sense of it? Is my point.
Oh, didn't they say in the Bible to judge righteously? So if you're judging by the word, then that shouldn't be a problem. But if you're just saying stuff that doesn't correlate to the Bible, or anything of like good, you're just like saying it to say it or relieve or stuff like that. I do believe that it's still classified as some type of a sin.
Mm.
You know,
Some verses.
What is?
just like gossiping and talking about somebody behind their back.
I don't know.
even though-
That's a good point. 'Cause I feel like, I ain't gonna lie, like,
I don't feel
and
that
it's
way.
just off top. Like, I ain't
Why don't
really
you feel
thought
that
much
way,
into
though?
this. I feel like if I'm talking to my wife,
Uh-huh.
and just me and her.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not gonna say nothing about nothing, and she not gonna say nothing about nothing. Then I'm gonna talk to her about whoever and whatever.
But that's the thing though. You can't living a Christian lifestyle. Not even a Christian lifestyle. Living a Christ following lifestyle. You can't do that
Because the problem with
because-
gossiping is it usually gets out to other people.
Well, not even that. Like I know. People hate this saying, but would Jesus do that? Like we're trying to follow Jesus and follow
Would
and follow
Jesus-
the
would
Rebecca
Jesus
Jones
do
said
what?
withholding truth
if-
maybe not be a lie.
If
How
Jesus had
behind-
a spouse,
how behind are
if Jesus had a spouse and he was
they? This
talking
say Paul
to,
at this point.
Maybe they start watching it late.
Oh, if Jesus
Jesus had
Paul
a
had a
spouse,
spouse,
and he was talking to his girl, like saying this type of stuff. Do you think that's characteristics of Christ?
we
or
don't
no?
know because number one, Jesus never had a spouse.
Jesus
so
would never do that.
You can't say that.
But
you can't say
tell,
that.
You can
You
tell
only
by the
can-
way
you-
he
you-
walked, by the way he talked. He would if okay.
You can't say that,
Okay,
though.
forget that. If he was because he did talk to his apostles, right?
Mhm.
Did he ever in his life talk to his apostles in a negative way towards other people? Just talking about other people.
I'm not gonna say he talked negatively about other
Never.
people, but he definitely told the truth.
He told the truth, but did it?
So
but you
that
said-
gossiping
no.
doesn't mean that you're lying about somebody.
I know,
you
but
can
you
definitely
said-
tell the
but you
truth.
said-
not
but you
always
said
a
anything-
negative thing.
anything and whatever. That means the whole 9 yards. That's
I
what
mean,
I'm
but
talking
me
about.
personally, I don't really talk negatively about people.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying, that could be a situation like whatever. But yeah, I'm just saying if I'm talking to my wife
Mm-hmm.
and I know I'm just talking to her,
Right.
What if you talking
I-
about your abusive boss? It's like, bruh, every time I go to work, they over there talking about
That's-
stuff.
that's
really,
bad.
that's
We
really,
can't do
that's
that.
kind of
that's
the
you know
same
what that
thing,
really
right?
is. It's not
Can't
even
do that.
gossiping. It's really venting.
Facts
That's
are
what I.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Venting.
venting is
But
different.
look, it's a
Why
fine
is that
line
considered
between
bad and sinning?
venting and talking about somebody. For example,
Well, it's sometimes
But
when
you're
you
still
venting, you are
talking
talking about somebody.
okay, no.
So you
no,
rather me just hold it all in?
Let me explain.
Because either way, I'm feeling it.
Let me explain.
Let the man
Go
Let me
ahead.
explain.
talk before I shut it down. No, the plan.
Nah, I'm sorry. But
Sorry.
but you got a boss, right?
Mhm.
Say you do got a boss. That's like you
forget
know
about that sound.
mean that you probably like spanking you or whatever. I don't know. these
Boy,
words.
wait, what you mean?
Hold on.
spanking?
Let me get my
Okay,
point
go
across.
ahead.
I'm sorry. Okay, you got a boss that spank you and talking bad to you.
Oh.
So you tell your wife, you like, dang, babe, my boss, he whooping me, he talking bad about me, and
Bruh.
you know he doing all this type of stuff.
You gonna think
But
you,
at the
you
same time,
switch your sides.
that's okay. Why? Because that's a fact. That's you venting
So
to
it's
her.
okay to
but
speak
that's
facts.
it's okay to speak a
All right,
fact.
in what context? Because you
Ju-
can
okay,
reveal
if you're
secrets.
venting, you're
If your
usually
girl-
talking
Bible's
facts.
against
If your boss got a
revealing
booger in her nose, and you over here talking about some, babe, my boss had a booger in her nose today. That's a fact.
What if
but,
you tell your
but
coworkers?
if you say, man, my boss had a dirty looking booger, man, she looked dirty the whole time, man. She looking funny for real.
And you know,
Okay.
That's crossing the line. You feel what I'm
how is
saying?
that crossing the line?
Because
I
that's
just
talking
don't-
about
I feel like I
somebody.
get what
So
you
different.
because now
Je-
you're.
Jesus wouldn't do that.
I feel like I
The
get
apostles
what
wouldn't
you're-
do that. You feel what I'm
That-
saying?
I feel like if my wife said that to me, I'd be like, babe, really, like, it,
Right,
but
like,
no,
Corey,
but
but
I don't know.
It's not
so
just. It's
seriously,
not just a
like-
statement he said. I think digging deeper into it,
It's talking
it makes
negatively
sense.
about people
it's
and trying
dissing
to
people and
not
it's
just dissing.
misrepresenting someone's image.
yeah,
and
destroying
it goes
someone's
more
image.
into that. Like
That's
like
what
if
I
you
mean.
just say the booger was dirty, like that's not what he's saying. Like you're literally like tearing people down.
I mean, I feel it in a sense, like
We got some
I'm
verses about
50-50
gossip too
with
we
it
can read.
because at one end, no, I don't want to destroy people, and I hope the partner I pick doesn't want to negatively like talk about people and destroy them, whatever. But at the same time, if she or me want to get some stuff off our chest, I want the space to be able to do that. So it's like, I don't know, I don't know. I'd rather lean more.
Like, are you
towards-
gossiping when you speak to your therapist?
I mean,
Isn't your therapist there to hear like everything?
I don't know if I'm
Yes.
gossiping. That's what I'm saying. I don't
Some
know
people
because
gotta learn how to talk.
it's
wait,
not
but you-
gossip,
wait, okay.
but
I
you
need
are
the
talking
definition,
about
honestly. So
other
making
people
sure we're not
because
speaking
other people are
semantics because I don't really know the definition
And
of
that's
gossip.
fine. Talking about
I
somebody is
just feel like we
fine.
got
It's
too
all
many
about
rules. It's so
how
strict.
you talk about
It's
somebody.
it's crazy.
so straight.
Like it's
Can
all
we?
about
Can
how
you
talk
just let
about
her
somebody.
gossip?
It's
please?
really easy. It's really simple. God put the Bible on this earth for it to be understood by
I understand.
by the dumbest person. Like really.
Wait, what happened?
I think that it's just like, okay, we all have to remember, we all have like that's something that you would have to literally discipline yourself to not do, because you can look
That's
at
what life
something.
is all about.
You
Discipline.
can look at something
That's
and
not what life
still
is all about.
no, it's
Yes, it
not.
is. Order.
Life,
Wait.
life
We
is
discipline
not.
ourselves to tie our shoes.
Life
We
is not
discipline
all.
ourselves to
Okay,
put on
Discipline
clothes.
is
Let me-
one
We
of the
discipline ourselves to
discipline
brush
is
our
a
teeth every
quality
day.
of
Life
life.
is all
All right,
about
it's
discipline.
a
But it's not
quality
all
of life,
about
but
it,
it's
though.
not all.
But
That's
it's-
Maya, where were you about
If
to
you
get
look at
at,
a pie
Wait.
chart, majority of
It's
life
gonna be
is all about
discipline?
discipline yourself.
No.
Do you discipline yourself to go to work every day?
But I'm saying
Do you
But wait,
discipline
I
yourself
missed- I
to
missed
come
the-
here on time?
it's
to be-
more than
to-
just
to be-
discipline,
Wait,
though.
wait,
That's
I
what
missed
I'm
the
saying.
point.
But that's a huge part. If you don't have discipline, you literally don't have.
you gotta have
literally
discipline
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
wait,
But
look-
Life,
what?
life is majority
what was
all about
the-
all about.
Where'd you
Yeah,
get
let
that?
me
Where'd you
finish
get that
before I
from?
lose it. So
Wait.
It's what?
I don't
Look
know.
at it.
We're discussing multiple things. I don't understand. Like I
Because
know
he
we
got
need
on discipline, then he just got me. I was just gonna figure out where did you learn that truth from? Because I never heard that
Because-
before.
I learned it from everyday life. If you look at
So that's what you
everything
feel
do,
is the key to living life.
How did you learn-
correctly?
Discipline?
Is
Question-
discipline.
question. How did you
So I'm
learn
not saying it isn't.
discipline?
I mean you could say
Yes.
consistency as far as me learning how to tie my shoe. That's not
But
necessarily.
but what did that take? That took discipline
took-
to put your shoe on every day and walk. It took discipline for you to
discipline's a
for you to
little
put
harsh.
on clothes.
Okay,
Right,
I'm
I
talking
don't-
about the roots.
It's
to
harsh,
the
but it's a
solution or
root.
something.
No, I
If
just
you
don't know if
look
it
up-
took discipline for me
If
to
you
put my shoe
Google
on every
discipline
day.
and look up the definition, that's literally what it means. And you
Yeah,
you can look
I mean
it up
you
right
might
now.
be right, but I just don't feel like discipline is the
want me
main
to look it up for
quality
you, bro?
to living
wait,
life.
Well, look,
can I
look,
finish
you
what I was
look up
saying
definition of
really
discipline,
quick?
You
though.
look up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
look
can.
Up, you look up discipline, and then
Yeah.
what were you-
So
'cause
what
I
I
don't know
was
what you're
trying to
saying
say
at
with
all.
discipline is, I feel like as human beings, we have to have some type of discipline to, like, let's say I go out and I just see like, oh, somebody's wearing two different shoes. Automatically, I'm gonna be like, why is she wearing two different shoes? Did she not see that when she? Because that's just like something that pops up in your mind sometimes. It's not like, I don't feel like it's always a bad thing, but I feel like if we're getting to a point of like, okay, you feel like you're about to gossip about somebody who just walked by, maybe they stink or something, and the person next to you just happened to be there, and you're just like, do you smell what I smell? You know what I'm saying?
I feel
I'm
like
just
you can
being
get so
realistic.
disciplined to the, I feel like you get so too disciplined to the point where you start to lose sense of freedom and personality.
And that's what I'm saying, because it's like, it's not always a bad thing. We literally just, stuff just pops up in your mind. So it's like, okay, if you don't
You
want
should
to
have
live
more
like that,
qualities than
you
just
need to
discipline.
just discipline yourself to not think like that. Because I don't feel like we purposely
Boom.
are like,
You agree
oh,
with Derek? You said discipline.
well, because I'm saying, if we're gonna sit here and talk about, oh, don't gossip, oh, don't talk about people, oh, don't do this, that's with discipline. You gonna have to discipline yourself not to do it, because naturally, I feel like as human beings, from the jump, that's what you do. Nobody
don't know
taught
if you
me
should
how to.
discipline
I
yourself.
personally, I don't feel that way, but I feel
Why
like
not?
if
No,
for those
my bad.
who want to
in
do
certain
that,
aspects.
So why
You gotta
not?
for
have-
those who
I
want to
think-
do that,
I
you
think-
have, yeah,
I
you
don't
have to
think-
have like
I
a
have the
filter.
I don't.
then.
Yeah, I don't think. I think you should have some spaces where you can just like say what
Just
you
be
need to say,
yourself, be free. Say what
and you don't have to be like, oh, I got to make sure I'm disciplined. It's
Right, let me
like,
make sure I don't say
no.
that. Let me just keep it in my
Think
mind.
of that.
Because then
Think
you
of
could be
that,
walking
hold
on
on.
eggshells. Then you could be
But look it up. But look,
be
look.
what's the word? Restricting yourself from speaking
Okay.
the truth about what's really
Exactly.
going on. So if you're being like, oh, I'm being disciplined, no, you're just withholding truth.
Okay.
So that's how I see it.
And
Well,
I'm gonna
think
start
of that.
talking to folks in my head.
Think of that.
And that would be the
That's
result of
myself.
that would be the result of it. But you
It's
go
weird
ahead.
because
Laughing with
it can
myself.
definitely go very
I
bad,
hate to say this, yeah.
and it can go.
Go
it
ahead.
can-
I mean,
Yeah,
I
I feel like it can
understand,
go
but-
both ways, but it's like, okay, if you are somebody who feels
I'm
like
not saying you
don't
shouldn't
want to
be
be
having
like
discipline.
that,
You
then
definitely
just
should.
discipline yourself
I'm
to
just
just
saying,
not
Discipline
even be
yourself
like that.
every day.
But
You
I
don't
just
even think about it.
I mean, you do, but
I
discipline.
mean, I guess you
when
can
it comes
agree
with
that.
discipline, that's not like.
But you do a
what
lot of stuff
life
every day
is
that you
all
don't think
about,
about.
I don't
So
believe.
you know, I'm just saying you kind of narrowing down to one aspect.
the
I feel like
thing
it's
is,
a lot of things.
Before
up
we have
Yeah.
It is.
discipline,
It really
we have to
is.
understand like what actually is gossip. You know what I'm saying? But you're
Exactly.
right. You're definitely right. But you got people that as soon as you say like, yo, he failed the other day. The joke was so funny, and then somebody say, I don't want to. I don't talk about anybody. Or you can have a serious like you talking to your brother,
Mhm.
and you have a serious thing that you need to understand. Like, yo, my homeboy, he said this to me, and I felt like it was really disrespectful. I don't want to hear that. That's gossip. You don't need to. You know what I'm saying? When
Mhm.
people are so extreme and they need somebody to
Yes.
understand the situation,
Mm-hmm.
so they can like figure out like, am I like I do that a lot. Like I'll be like, yo, am I? I mean, I say a lot. Like
Yeah.
it's not a situation that comes up like every day, but I'm like, yo, this happened. I want to evaluate myself in this situation. So I'm going to give you both sides as non-biased as I can.
Mhm.
I want to understand, that's how I present it. Am I in the right? Now, I think it would be gossip if I was like, yo, guess what so-and-so did? They dumb, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do nothing for him to be like,
Yeah.
usually, I mean, I try to present it as if like, yo, did I do something wrong? Like, do you think like I was tripping? Like, okay, I'm just trying to understand. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, but you know, like there's people that's so extreme, they don't want to hear none of that because they're on this gossip train and everything is gossip.
Mm-hmm.
And that you could definitely see like there are two extremes
Right.
where they say
Some people even
everything
naive.
and then they like, oh, we can't talk about nothing.
Imagine
Right.
trying to tell a person about something you're going through, and they be like, gossip. It's like,
Gossip.
dang, you talking about? I'm just trying to tell you about
I don't
my
know
life.
your
like,
boss.
Your
I don't
life-
want to
I
hear
don't
about your
hear
boss.
about
Life is different
It's
though.
like,
Your boss is probably
dang.
going through
You said what?
things.
I'm saying like your
Like,
your
like,
personal
yeah,
life,
but-
that's different. But if you're talking about your life, talking about somebody else, like my boss did this, and like I said, it's the way that you word that. You know, you can say a fact and that not be that. You know what I'm saying? That be good. It's not a sin or anything. But if you like real dead rambling about your,
I feel like if
about
you
your
listen
boss,
intuitively enough, you'll get to that point by just
You won't.
I have before. That's why
Of
I feel
course,
like
of
if
course.
somebody, even if they're gossiping, if you really listen, you can
Mhm.
see past them talking about somebody and see what the real problem is. You just have to
Yeah.
listen for real.
Right.
I feel like if
No,
you can,
that's
if you
true.
do that and you actively listen, then you can be like, okay, what's you know what I'm saying?
There's
Is
a
this really
point
the
to it
problem
all.
that's going on?
Mhm.
And then they'll start to really unfold.
Let's
Sometimes
go
they just
to
got to get out the
what
noise.
the scriptures
and then,
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Let's read scripture.
Let's go to what the scriptures say. So I'm just gonna pull up the ESV just to make it simple.
Thank
If
you.
y'all want to go look at KJV, then I mean that's what I
Well,
study.
in KJV,
So
like
this is just hey, just basic
you should study
whatever.
the Greek.
My Bible is KJV for anybody who want to try me. So Proverbs 11:13, whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets, but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing covered. So that's one thing.
Wait.
Say that
Revealing
one
I need that again.
secrets.
That was good.
Yeah.
Proverbs 11:13.
Proverbs 11.
Whoever goes about slandering reveals secrets,
Mm-hmm.
but he who is trustworthy in spirit keeps a thing covered. So you
Mhm.
may give someone a secret, hey dude, like I'm going through this, don't tell
Mhm.
nobody. And then that would definitely like you go tell somebody else.
That's
like,
some wisdom, though.
definitely like, oh
Yeah.
bro, that's gossip because you weren't supposed to tell nobody that.
Oh yeah.
You know,
okay.
but then
That's a good
that gets scary too because somebody can come to you and be like, "Yo, bro, I went to church yesterday. Don't tell nobody." It can be like I've just been around certain people where it's extreme. Don't tell nobody nothing.
Mhm.
Like I gave a $5 tip instead of a $7. It's like, yo, like we went out to eat and then I paid for everybody food, bruh. You talk like I don't know. It's usually not. That's kind of a exceptional case, but it's just something to think about.
Yeah.
Most times, that's pretty easy to carry out.
Yeah. I just said that's wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Proverbs 16:28, a dishonest man spreads strife, and a whisperer separates close friends.
Proverbs 16.
That's Proverbs 16:28. So that definitely has a lot to do with your
And a whisperer
intentions.
spreads what?
A whisperer,
separates
a
close
dishonest
friends.
man spreads strife, and a whisperer separates close friends. I feel like
See, that goes for me. That goes
you
back
have
to deceiving.
intentions.
Yeah.
You have intentions to call. Like it's weird because there's certain people I can say things to about other people, and in a way that I'm like, like I said, I'll bring up the situation and not try to be biased, and then I know your view about this person is not gonna change,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like a therapist, like the therapist don't know this other person, and you're saying stuff. And it's weird because it's like I know there are things that in people's heads sometimes like, yo, I can't believe this happened,
Sometimes
bro.
you can't
Yeah.
talk about the
Sometimes you don't
situation without
even
talking about the
know
person.
the reason you're talking to somebody about a situation is because you got to work through it. But you don't know what that is. You're just like, yo, I'm trying to understand why would somebody do this? And they're just like, yo, this is probably why. next time handle it like this. It's like, oh, okay, okay.
But sometimes you
But
gotta
you
talk.
don't think about that.
Sometimes you gotta talk
You're
about
just talking.
somebody. Unfortunately, to talk about the situation.
Yeah,
You
man.
can't be like,
It's
well,
weird.
this happened, but I'm not gonna tell you what they did. But
Right.
I'm just gonna. It's like, well,
No,
you
I
gotta
mean-
tell me what they did to tell me what's going on.
Right.
That's okay though to talk about somebody like
you
like,
talking
for
more about
example-
when you talk about slandering somebody. Is that what you kind of is getting at? Like,
Well, I'm saying like
Oh.
I'm just telling you like it's okay to talk about somebody, but it's all about how you talk about it. Like
Yeah.
you know, I would say like today, my client hit me or scratched me on the arm, and I bled all over right here.
Today? Or you bring
Yes.
out an example?
oh,
No,
that
no,
happened
that's-
for real.
Yeah, it happened for real.
But
Today?
you're not gonna tell me the reason why.
The-
You're not gonna be like, cause
yeah,
he a bad person. You're
I
not
can
gonna
tell you
say
the
that.
reason why.
Oh,
He is undisciplined. He's very undisciplined.
way to keep it.
Well, we don't know him. Don't gossip,
but
Derek.
is that
Please.
is that gossiping
Well,
though?
no. I don't,
don't
think,
think
it is.
Okay, I'm not talking. I'm spitting straight facts.
But I'm saying if
And
you're
I
talking to
think
your
if
girl though, you gonna let it be like a little bit more like you're not gonna say a discipline.
look. I probably wouldn't, but I will say that's of the devil. I probably wouldn't, but I will say that's of the devil.
talking
If I-
about-
I don't
That's of the
agree,
devil.
but you
But
know,
I'm be
I might be
honest.
wrong, but I
I'm
don't
be honest.
agree.
I be in a wrong, but I probably would over exaggerate to my lady. But I know my rights and wrongs. That's wrong, and I need to work on that. Feel what I'm saying?
But it's
I
like,
feel like if you go down that path, you'll start to restrain yourself, and then you won't be telling the truth about how you really feel about the situation. Then you're gonna start holding it in.
I believe I won't. I believe if I do what I did to you to behind closed doors to my lady, then I'll be a better version of myself.
If you do what?
Like if I worded it differently instead of actually over exaggerating and more so talking.
If you
about
really
that
felt
person.
that way,
No, but
but if you don't really feel that way, then you just lying to yourself.
I completely feel that way. When I said that to you, I completely
Well, that's
feel that
different
way.
because you really feel that way.
Right, but what I'm saying is behind closed doors, I probably won't say that to my girl, but I need to say that to my girl because I will be a better version of myself. I won't be over exaggerating and like more so being of the devil if I say something to her.
So I'm
like
just
that.
gonna say this. I don't exactly know what angle you saying, but for me, I just feel like if I'm talking to somebody that I'm in close relationship with about a person, it's not about. I'm not gonna try to be over exaggerative or
Right.
under. I want to be truthful about what
Right.
I'm really feeling.
Right.
And so whatever that is, that's what I'm gonna say,
Right.
regardless if. Well, the point is nobody else is gonna know this conversation because it's supposed to be between me and that person.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying. So it's not gonna get out. So I want the freedom to say whatever I'm feeling and how I'm feeling it and whatever.
Yeah.
And if me personally, if they start talking about, oh, you guys been up, I'm not gonna talk to them again. I'm gonna find somebody else.
yeah.
But that's just me.
I feel
But
like
saying,
people can
saying
be
he
so
is bad isn't
people can be so extreme with these things, like, and it's not like you got people that will try to barely make it into heaven so they can do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
never seen that as smart.
well, I do what I want, so hey.
Mhm.
I ain't finna say hey to everybody that walk into church because they just don't wanna, or they don't want to say hey to people.
I feel like that's
I
pride.
get it.
Yeah.
That's an issue, but at the same time, it's like, because I've felt that before, but it's more so with me. Like, I don't want to be limited by another man's preference of what I'm doing, because I think, everything isn't gossip. And that's my only issue when it comes to the discussion of gossip, because I'm like, I really think a gossiper is trying to ruin someone's image.
Mhm.
Like if I go talk, like, let's say
That's true.
Mike, for instance.
Yeah.
If I go to somebody and be like, yo, Mike, do not trust a word to come out his mouth. This man is like, if I start saying that
And it's not true.
to somebody that don't
Yeah,
know him,
then that's definitely
that's
gossip.
kind of like my intentions are already like
Yeah, it's
I
already
I
wrong.
share people, even though me and Mike ain't really never had no issues. I'm just saying an
Yeah.
example. Like if me and Mike really been through something real negative
Mm-hmm.
and we weren't really cool for a minute or whatever, and I go tell somebody else, I'll go tell somebody else like, no, Mike is a really cool dude, man. He's really cool. I'll say the best things about that person. I want to build that person up. And it's like, hey, if you find out anything negative, then that's on you. But the flip side, if there is literally something you need to watch out for, like if it's a girl and you know this man is gonna try to, manipulate her, and he's a player or whatever, I might be like, yo.
That's a good
You
point.
don't need to go over his house. You know what I'm saying? If he
Yeah,
say something like this, just be wary.
That's okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's
That's okay.
it's
That's-
always
that's
a balance you
100%
gotta
okay.
have to these things.
Everything is not always gossip. Like,
Yeah.
if I come to you and I come to you with like a concern, I'm saying, man, I hope their relationship's okay or something. I don't feel like somebody should be like, oh no, we don't need to talk about that. That's not, that's gossip. Let's not talk about them, because I don't
Yeah.
feel like that's really
Shut it down.
talking about them though. I feel like if I'm coming with concern, like you said, or I might
Right.
have a question about what they're doing, that's not always gossip. Like, we're so quick to think everything's gossip and so negative, and sometimes you just coming with concern.
Right.
Like, that's not always gossip. It's gossip when you are literally coming with the intention to either be rude or say something like,
Talk bad about them.
talk bad about them.
Right.
Like what you're saying, somebody would be like, okay, relax. Like, you don't have to say all that.
And I feel
Like,
like-
that's when it's gossip.
I feel like that's
Yeah.
why you gotta check motives. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like once you get motives from a person, then you'll understand, okay, is you gossiping? But if you know the motives are clean and you
Yeah.
know they're really just concerned, and you'll
Yeah.
see that from the fruit in which they keep talking about the
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So